What is disability and chronic illness? The CDC defines disability as any condition of the body or mind that makes it more difficult for the person with the condition to do certain activities and interact with the world around them. Here are some quick facts. Disability affects 15% of the global population. Many cultures have stereotypical representations of what disability looks like. Some people picture a wheelchair user, but many health conditions such as cancer, HIV, AIDS, and diabetes can be considered disabilities in certain contexts. Although the term people with disabilities sometimes refers to a single population, it is actually a diverse group of people with a wide range of needs. Two people with the same type of disability can be affected in very different ways. Some disabilities may be hidden or not easy to see. Sometimes these are called invisible disabilities. There are many ways of thinking about disability. Let's explore a few. First, the moral model sees disability as a representation of divine intervention or punishment for sin. There are a variety of cultural and religious beliefs about what should be done about disability, including atoning for sins or involving religious healers. Such views can be found among various cultures and religions, including certain African and Asian cultures. These views, however, are not representative of the entire community. One way the moral model of disability has persisted in the United States is through the lens of inspiration porn. This term was coined by disability rights activist Stella Young. It refers to the portrayal of disabled people as inspirational, solely or primarily due to their disability. It suggests that their everyday activities or achievements are extraordinary simply because of their disability. This frames their existence as something to be pitied or marveled at, rather than recognizing them as full participants in society. This perspective can seem positive to many people on the surface, but it implicitly upholds a moral narrative that disabled people are facing a divine test or burden, and their ability to live normal lives or achieve success is overvalued as a form of moral overcoming. This reinforces the idea that disability is a challenge to be overcome rather than a part of human diversity. The medical model of disability is the default way of thinking about disability in many Western cultures. Under this model, disability is a dysfunction, pathology, or limitation in functioning compared to the average person. This model places the responsibility of managing disability onto medical professionals, disabled people, and their families. The social model of disability states that the idea of disability lies primarily in society and is the responsibility of society at large. This model highlights that disability, like many other social identities including race and gender, is socially constructed. Here's an example to help you understand the social model. Imagine a city in which everyone who lived there could not move their legs. Using a wheelchair would not be abnormal or stigmatized. Buildings might have shorter ceilings and doors. Tables at restaurants would not have chairs because people would roll in on their own. In that way, the citizens of the city may not identify as disabled because they live in a society that does not present barriers to them. The International Classification of Functioning, Disability, and Health Framework was developed by the World Health Organization in 2001. It adopts a biopsychosocial model to understand disability. According to this model, a health condition is considered disabling when it significantly impacts body functions or structures, restricts daily activities, and limits social participation. Disability is identified through substantial limitations in major life activities, such as self-care, mobility, sensory functions, communication, and employment. The ICF categorizes disabilities into several types, including mobility, communication, intellectual, cognitive, chronic health, sensory, and mental health related. The framework states that those who are born with or develop a disability early in life may adapt more readily than those who acquire disabilities later. It also emphasizes that individuals with later onset disabilities may need to relearn basic functions.